Hi everyone, welcome back to these project management key concepts from the project management body of knowledge. This one in particular we are looking at is the configuration management plan. What is the configuration management plan? Well, it's a plan that defines those items that are configurable. In other words, items that require a formal change control, so they have been baselined. So in other words, they have been locked into a point in time. For example, your scope, your schedule, your cost, usually locked in at a point in time so that we don't really want those to change without any formal process. We don't want them to change just willy-nilly, because obviously these will affect and impact the outcome of your project if we're changing the scope or the schedule or the timeline or the cost involved. So those documents are usually baselined, and then they require that formal change control process, and the process for controlling changes to these items. So yes, it usually relates to these baseline items, such as the project budget, for example, in cost, baseline schedule, scope statement, and work breakdown structure, where we've broken down the scope statement into smaller activities for us to complete in order to deliver those features or those pieces of scope. So in order to change this, we'll need to go through the configuration management process. Now, like all plans in your project management plan, it can be small, it can be just a few lines of text, or it can be large and detailed. It could be an entire document to its own design, depending on the size of the project, depending on the enterprise environmental factors or EEFs of your organization, wherever you are working, or the industry that you're working in as well. But the main point is to outline which of those documents will need formal change control, and that can be completely up to you and the sponsor. You can work together and say, look, we want to lock these ones in. These will need to go through a formal process to change. But these ones over here, they're okay. We can change them on an ad hoc basis. But that process for formal change control to these documents is outlined in the change management plan as well. So to raise a change request, which we found that anyone can do, that is in your change management plan. That change request will go into, once it's raised, will go into the configuration management process, and that goes through the approval, goes through realigning the project scope or schedule to suit these new changes, gets approved, maybe more money or funding comes in. So you'll have all of these steps, and these steps will need to be outlined, and that's what we have the configuration management plan